Good morning. Good to see you all here. Good to be seen. Going to try something different today. We'll see how it goes. So, been a while. Too long, yes. My lesson title today is What to Do, What to Do. One of the most heard quotes from Charles Fillmore is, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that are to be done by me today. And this was written when he was over 90 years old. It's a great quote. It's a great statement, if you know what you're doing. There are often times, though, when there seems to be no clue as to what is to be done. You ever been there? Like last week, this morning. So what are we here to do? Are we not here to learn and do for ourselves? Which, by the way, includes our actions and interactions with and for others. A part of making right choices for yourself can come through turning within, receiving guidance through prayer. As we heard from Reverend Virginia last week with her pink loop prayer. In your everyday living, though, in your day-to-day experience, when you're out there in traffic, Home Depot, Walmart, Publix, work, wherever. This primarily comes from how well you are already tuned into, so to speak, with the movement of spirit in and as your life. That, my friends, is what Jesus Christ did. And that is what you can do also. There are opportunities for you to move forward into something new offered up every day. New ways of thinking, new ways of learning, new ways of understanding yourself, who you are, what you are capable of doing, and who you are capable of being. They often show up in times that I'm sure most of you have experienced. It is what it is. Y'all know that one. Y'all been there. Well, it is what it is. This is a phrase that we usually use when we come up against some sort of impasse in situations or circumstances in our lives or in the world in general. Oh, well, it is what it is. It is what it is an embarkation point. Think about that. That space of it is what it is an embarkation point. It's accepting the reality that something or other is there and you do not have the power or the means to change it, which could most likely be true, but it is not necessarily a final thing for you. The finality of it is up to you. It's your choice, it's your decisions. When you reach the point of it is what it is, first you must decide whether or not it is important enough to you to do something about. Does it deserve your energy? If it doesn't, you set it aside and move on. if maybe so, then determine if it is a closed door from Spirit telling you to go another direction, which you can do by, knocking again, trying something new to get that done, or, just trying it. If it's, if nothing happens, closed door. Whatever you do, do not kick that door in, because whatever's behind there, you don't want. That's why it's closed. But if you come to the decision, will it make a significant difference in your life if you devote your time and effort toward experiencing it in another way? If you make that decision that it could, if so, can I have the slide, please? Michael J. Fox. Acceptance is not resignation. It means something is what it is, and there's got to be a way through it. This comes when you make that decision to move through it. When you found that it's not a closed door, when you see there's potential and possibility for you in this it. Michael J. Fox was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease 30 years ago. His way through it has been to establish the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which funds aggressive research and has made significant headway in the treatments for the disease, from which he and many others have benefited. If you have made the decision to move forward, then it is what it is, may be true for the moment. True for the moment. It is there. You are there. Because in this place, you have everything you need to move into something greater. It is an embarkation point to a greater understanding, a greater knowledge of yourself, a greater expression of who you are and what you know yourself to be. Truth is, every moment is that moment. We all have things to do to become better people, to become a more clear expression of that Christ presence that you are. There are things that you do that you need not do. You think of any? Yes, I see some smiles. There are people in your life that don't need to be there. There are people not in your life that need to be there. There are burdens you carry that can be released. There is always, always, always healing to be done at every level of being. Unless, of course, you're a true master, there's always something to do. Always something to be done if you choose to do it. Co-founder Myrtle Fillmore. We don't hear much from Myrtle, but she has some good stuff. I'm paraphrasing this from her, from page 90 in her book, Healing Letters, compilation of letters that she sent out to people. She says, "All power is given unto you in the affairs of mind and body. We are not promised the Father's attention when we merely cry out. Did Jesus Christ perform any healing by wishing he had the power? No. God gave him the power. All he was required to do was to lay hold of it, was to recognize that I and the Father are one. He did something about it. there is that saying that God helps those who help themselves. We hear that all the time. Heard it since I was yay big. You are God's executive, and your indwelling presence depends on you to make it manifest. Your indwelling presence, the power of your Christ, relies on you to make it manifest in this world. That's one of the things we're here to do. Then one of my favorite things here, she says, then be up and doing. Do the will of the Spirit who sent you. In so doing, you are not only helping yourself, you are helping others. As she said, Jesus knew that. He knew where his power came from, and it was not from himself. John 5:30, another example. I can do nothing on my own. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek to do not my own will, but the will of him who sent me. So this week, folks, let's be up and doing. Trust yourself. Trust your God. Step out into life, exercise your God-given power of authority. And when it is time for you to be up and doing, take some time to get in touch with that presence and power within you. Turn to the affirmation, I am God's beloved child. All provision is mine. Be open to the instruction that you receive. Be open to being in a greater experience than you are now. And spring forth into whatever that is, so you can be whatever and whoever it is that you are to be. I am God's beloved child. All provision is mine. Let's say that together. I am God's beloved child. All provision is mine. Once more with enthusiasm. Together. I am God's beloved child. All provision is mine. Yes, it is. And so it is. God blesses you.